Thanks for bearing with me as I try to navigate myself out of the dark here and into the light. Isn't that a very poetic way of starting the evening? Hi, everybody. My name is Anna Buxton. I'm the Public Programs Manager here at the Fry, and I am just so glad to see all of you tonight for our last Unpoetry at the Fry event of 2026. 2025. Oh my gosh. Where's my head? Before I turn it over to my collaborator, ACOSTA, I'd love to say a few words about Unpoetry and just why I love it so much. It's such an important program at the Fry. But first, let's all remember that we're gathering today on the traditional territories of the Coast Salish peoples, specifically the Duwamish, Suquamish, and Muckleshoot tribes, who since time immemorial have stewarded the lands and waters of this place we now call Seattle. Please join me in offering gratitude and respect to elders past and present, as well as future generations for their stewardship. So Unpoetry. Unpoetry is a wonderful experiment in the art of ekphrastis, an act of response. Ekphrastic art is the inspiration for the series and it's what makes each event so unique in its own way. Ekphrastis not only works as a creative launch pad, but it inspires close, inquisitive looking and examining another artist's work and process and ideas in order to reprocess it through new eyes and entirely new media sometimes. Each of the artists participating tonight has responded to the work of Hugh Hayden and his exhibition American Vernacular, which prompts us to think about the American dream. What signals comfort and success in this country? Who has access to it, and how? I hope you all had a chance to visit the exhibition before the program tonight, and guided in part by Rodrigo Sanchez and his wonderfully whimsical multiple choice activity. If you weren't able to visit earlier, you can do so through September 28th, so I recommend that you come back. And if you'd like to grab a worksheet on your way out, we have extras, and you can do it again and again. And I'll start again tonight the way I start, I think, every Unpoetry event by saying this Unpoetry event is a little different. But it's true, each one is a little different, and tonight is different because we're gathering here in this space. We're not out in the galleries. Each event responds to the specific needs of the artists and the exhibition, and this month we're gathering here in the Fry Theater. Over the course of the next hour, there will be times where you're invited to participate, and times when you're invited to watch. Lights will brighten and dim, artists will come in and out and around you in this unique theater experience that truly engages the senses. It also may get a little loud at times, so if you need some earplugs, we have some out front. I really want to thank the artists for their collaboration and time spent on developing this program, as it's really an invaluable part of this process. Sophie Chin, M. Freeman, Rodrigo Sanchez, and Whitney. These planning gatherings, as well as the culminating event tonight, embody some of the most prized values here at the Fry as we connect with artists, we gather in community, encounter new ideas, and engage the senses together. You can read more about these incredible artists and their work in the handout also available at the front desk. You should have received outside of the theater. Thanks to Fry members and donors, without which free programs such as this would not be possible. If you'd like to join as a member, you can visit us online or check in at the welcome desk on your way out. Thanks especially to you all for being here tonight, and a very, very special thank you to ACOSTA, the founder of Unpoetry, for bringing us all together. You really won't be here without him. Now it's my absolute pleasure to hand it over to ACOSTA.
FRYE. Thank all of you all for being here. I'm so glad that you're here for Unpoetry FRYE's final performance of its second season. I hope we come back, but there's no promises on that. Welcome to Unpoetry FRYE. Let's give a hand to Anna. Have done it without her, so I just want to take the time to thank her for supporting us and really just going to bat for this program. I also want to thank all of you all for being here. It means a lot to me to have your continued support. The FRYE always brings out the Unpoetry crowd, and I'm really happy to have you all here. Unpoetry is a monthly performance series. We've been going for 3 years now. We tend to focus on everything from video to comedy to music. This project this year is funded and brought to you in part by For Culture. And the artists we have today are going to be Rodrigo Sanchez, Sophie Freeman, and Whitney. So we're just going to run from one artist to the next, to the next, to the next, and then we will tell you when everything's done. We are also going to ask for some audience participation at the beginning of the event. We would like you all to come up and read some of your responses to Rodrigo Sanchez's multiple choice guided exhibit tour. And then also Freeman in the middle will ask for some audience responses, and we'll have some mics going there. So that'll be pretty obvious, but for the most part, we're gonna run straight through, no stopping, beginning, middle, and boom. Unpoetry FRYE is an ekphrastic reading series, which means that we are responding to one of the FRYE's newest exhibits. This quarter, we are responding to Hugh Hayden's American Vernacular. And for each of the FRYEs, it takes us about 3 months. We pick the exhibit, and then we also, I find the artists, I contact them, and we try and meet like at least twice. Sometimes we get to 3 or 4 meetings to assemble the show flow, but also to have all the artists meet and talk and really kind of try and form this community vibe or create an energy between the artists. That way, it's not just an event series. That's why it's not just random people performing together. It's actually this kind of coming together and dialogue and conversation between artists, right? Both the FRYE's artists and the Unpoetry artists that we bring here. I think of ekphrasis as a moment of response. More like conversations between cycles of matter. My relationship to ekphrasis is broadened because of the event series, finding and contacting the lineup, all the meetings between me, Anna, and the artists, the creation of flyers and videos, hosting. All these are ekphrasic. I feel every lineup is a physical manifestation of the American vernacular. Each person or artist represents multiple communities at once and creates their own very articular and definite point of view within the open space created for and simultaneously by them. Each artist is one articulation or word in a long verse. These are phrasal structures in a much longer sprawling unpoem. The venue then is the mouth structure, muscle, and frames, and the audience is the various bacteria, teeth, spit, tongue, etc. That metaphor can shift to signing too. It doesn't have to just rely on verbal language, right? The venue can be seen as a bodily housing, the audience is the microbes, artist is digital symbol, and you can kind of keep unfolding that metaphor as we go. And each of these artists then, each of these responses becomes a bridge, right? One current to another, just multiple lines of dialogue, all convalescing and coalescing and just kind of turning into this electro-spirit delta in which we can have it. And I think that's why ekphrasis is meaningful. I think that's why this program is meaningful, and that's just what we're doing here. So we're gonna start the show. I'll be back to outro us. Make sure to come out to the after party at the Hideout. That's happening immediately after the show. It's a block away. We can all walk together. It'll be a fun time. There'll be some drink specials. Thanks again for being here. Thank you to the Fry. Let's go.
The river travels on, leaving the country behind.
Parents always want their children to be mirrors, but children are always spirals.
Stones dream that they are rolling at night.
I'm not freedom, but I am the one who provokes it.
In the church, the only thing that ever really changes is the gospel.
I'm convinced that ignorance is another name for ignorance.
The child believed the stars were eyes, and the adults said they were dead.
The dance travels on, leaving the mouth behind.
Today, I put the weights down and wondered if I'm really improving or just getting tired and pretending I am.
Strangers dream that they are crossing at night.
Strangers dream that they are lovers at night.
Sail far away. That word vernacular. For the longest time after I first saw this exhibition, I was obsessed with the bristling church pews, facing that kind of furious, electric American flag. But after many days, the thing that really took me over was the word vernacular. Which leads us to the film we're going to see tonight, A Vernacular of the Numinous, which we're going to screen twice, because we're going to screen it in a kind of contemplative way. So we're going to screen it twice, almost in a row, except that we'll talk a little bit between the screenings. So I invite you to watch this film, kind of the way you would watch any film, but do notice what most calls your attention, or what captivates you the most in the film. Maybe a word, or an image, or a sound. So just notice what it is that kind of, speaks to you. It could even be a feeling. We're doing a kind of condensed contemplative screening. So we'll do a couple of things in this one screening, and then I'll come back and invite you to share. And when I invite you to share, you can stay in your seats, because there'll be a couple of people running around with microphones. Yeah. Okay. So enjoy the film. You're busy with your life, doing all the things, getting things done. And sometimes things are sweet, really sweet. And sometimes things go all wrong. Or you realize things were wrong all along. And then, in afternoon sunlight, in the living room, in the hospital room, on that prairie farm, at the beach, there you are, in the heart of everything. Everything the same and completely different. The air all silky and timeless. So much time spent, so much life spent reckoning, reckoning with abuse, dogma, so much cruelty. Even the word holy has been perverted into meaning somebody's idea of moral perfection, when originally the word holy meant something far more expansive, timeless, a profound emotional experience, wonder, love, mystery, calm, yeah, sometimes more subtle, like ease, opening, softening. I don't know. It's less about believing in a thing and more about feeling the thing. It feels strange and familiar all at once. Everything made of the same stuff, the the sky, you, the curtains, people, the bus, seagulls. And for a moment, you understand absolutely everything. And you realize, oh, this is it. This is it. Then the busy life resumes, doing things, getting things done. But you're a little bit different now. You're not quite the same. Like waiting at a light, or taking out the trash, or working at your computer, on the phone, whatever. Everything's the same and completely different. The curtains, the beach, the air, the cobweb. And when moonlight wakes you at 3 a.m., you get right up because you remember. You remember, this is it. This.
Take a deep breath and really feel the exhale.
And take a moment, even if you want to close your eyes. What in the film stood out for you? What word or image or sound or some feeling that might have come up? And if anybody's ready to share, raise your hand and a microphone will come to you. Right here. Okay.
I was going to say the rainy day on the docks, which I'm like deeply familiar with and both love and despise.
The rainy days on the docks, the rainy day. Yeah.
I like the play of the seagull and the playfulness of birds.
Yeah. The play with the seagull, the birds.
I liked the blue sky with the white flecks flying overhead.
Yeah.
The feeling of like an insect or something's perspective at the end. Something small looking.
An insect perspective at the end, a feeling of that, something small.
The color blue.
The color blue. Only people on this side of the room seem to want to share. I don't know what that's about. Is there another microphone? There is
We
another.
only have one, sorry.
But we only have one. I could run around with mine.
We're gonna make Zion run.
Okay.
The word holy.
The word holy. The word holy. We'll come back to this side of the room. There we go.
There's nothing more comforting than watching a dog eat or drink in your presence. That was awesome.
The dog, who I just want to mention is here tonight. I know.
There was one scene with nobody in it, and there were 2 Adirondack chairs in the grass
Yeah.
in the sun, and you can feel the sunlight, and I can feel the lushness of the grass.
You feel it, yeah.
Very calming.
Calming. Calming. Maybe 1 or 2 more comments. Cindy in the back.
I'm surprised no one said it yet, but the cat and the deer really touched my heart. That was a lovely moment to see.
Yeah, the kissing cat and deer.
I love the way the voice of the narrator
The voice-
added to the contemplative mood.
Added to the contemplative mood.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, let's take 1 more comment now.
I enjoyed the imagery of the beach as it slowly faded to darker blue, and it made it look like it was snow rather than water. And then the white of like the kind of plant matter stuff moving across the screen further evoked that imagery for me, but it was obviously beach and summer, not winter and snow.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. So, with 1 more screening, first of all, thank you for the comments. Whoa. It feels very rich. So in this process, which for those of you who might, if anybody's familiar with Lectio Divina, I've done a very condensed version of that. And it's a centuries old contemplative process that would predate the life of Christ. And I really love this, the ritual of it. It's often used in for reading texts and things like that, and I use it for making films and also screening them. And my favorite movement in that ritual is a movement in which you notice, you sort of ask yourself what the invitation is in this thing you're beholding. What's the invitation to you? And it's such a beautiful, powerful movement that's where I want to go with our second screening. So you might, as we watch the film a second time, you can keep in your heart and mind what it was that first stood out to you, but you don't have to hang on to that. It's okay to let that go, and really let yourself. And I'll come back for a little minute afterwards to ask you to share what kind of invitation you might feel. So what is the film inviting of you, or inviting you to in your life? Make sense? We don't really need to roll the credits. Dylan, if you want to... Okay, thank you. You're busy with your life, doing all the things, getting things done. And sometimes things are sweet, really sweet. And sometimes things go all wrong. Or you realize things were wrong all along. And then in afternoon sunlight, in the living room, in the hospital room, on that prairie farm, at the beach, there you are in the heart of everything. Everything the same and completely different. The air all silky and timeless. So much time spent, so much life spent reckoning, reckoning with abuse, dogma, so much cruelty. Even the word holy has been perverted into meaning somebody's idea of moral perfection, when originally the word holy meant something far more expansive, timeless, a profound emotional experience, wonder, love, mystery, calm, yeah, sometimes more subtle, like ease, opening, softening. I don't know. It's less about believing in a thing and more about feeling the thing. It feels strange and familiar all at once. Everything made of the same stuff. The sky, you, the curtains, people, the bus, seagulls. And for a moment, you understand absolutely everything. And you realize, oh, this is it. This is it. Then the busy life resumes, doing things, getting things done. But you're a little bit different now. You're not quite the same. Like waiting at a light, or taking out the trash, or working at your computer, on the phone, whatever. Everything's the same and completely different. The curtains, the beach, the air, the cobweb. And when moonlight wakes you at 3 a.m., you get right up because you remember. You remember, this is it. This.
So if you're comfortable closing your eyes, take a moment with your eyes closed.
You're comfortable closing your eyes, take a moment with your eyes closed. And you might recall what first caught your attention. And let yourself feel what's arising in your heart. Like what invitation do you feel? Could come in the form of a longing, something you're longing for, or something you're moved to do, or something you want to change. It could be very simple, or it could be big. What's the invitation? And when people are ready to share, our microphone will move around. So you can raise a hand when you're ready. A couple of hands up here.
It struck me in the first screening, and again in this one, right at the very end, you say, get right up. Get right up.
Oh, get right up.
And that feeling of sort of feeling alive at an inconvenient moment.
Feeling alive at an inconvenient moment.
Just get right up.
Get right up. The 3 a.m. Yeah. I think there was a hand here. Yeah.
I think the phrases "there you are" and "this is it" really stand out to me, and I think the invitation is to find moments of profound, aware presence.
Profound something
Aware.
Aware.
profound, aware presence.
presence. Yeah. Thank you. Here's a hand here, and one I guess over there.
Drawing on the ideas of ease and beauty.
Yeah. That's the invitation. Also, when we get to practice in community, let yourself be affected by one another. It's a force multiplier. Like, it's really like magic.
The thing that struck me in the first showing was also the scene on the beach with the words "here you are," and it reminded me of a poem by Edith Sodergrim, which I believe is "On Foot I Cross the Solar System,"
Okay.
and it's about finding yourself in other parts that are similar, kindred hearts, I think.
Find yourself in other parts, what?
Like, find yourself in other kindred hearts.
In other kindred hearts. Is that what the invitation feels like to you?
Yes.
Nice, thank you. Any other people want to share? There goes a hand.
I feel like the invitation with the deer and the cat sniffing each other is to be curious.
To be curious. To be curious. Okay. Anybody else like to share? I encourage you. Oh, was that a hand? Okay, one more. Okay.
A timid hand. I feel like the line "moonlight wakes you at 3 a.m. and you remember," I think was the line.
Yeah.
I felt invited to reminisce
Mhm.
with that one.
Thank you, thank you. So I think unless there's somebody that just really, I think I'll bring this to a close. And then I invite you to keep kind of considering the invitation that this film offers you. And thank you for being here.
easy to forget. I'm so easy to forget. I'm so easy to forget. Technical malfunction. I'm so easy to forget.
Yeah, Fry is wonderful. Thanks, Dylan, for hooking us up and helping. There's some souvenir posters. Feel free to take it. Yeah, unpoetry.net, fry.com, whatever. Later, everyone. Thanks.